In the history of the United States, no one has leaked as many classified government secrets as a 25-year-old Army private named Bradley Manning. He was court-martialed, and today a military judge at Fort Meade, Maryland, found him not guilty of the most serious charge, aiding the enemy, but guilty of lesser charges that could send him to prison for the rest of his life. Our national security correspondent, David Martin, is there.
The judge deliberated for 16 hours and read her verdict in less than 5 minutes, starting with not guilty of aiding the enemy, a charge which could have brought Bradley Manning a maximum sentence of life without parole. As Manning stood impassively, the judge pronounced him guilty of 20 other charges of espionage and theft for having leaked more than 700,000 classified documents to WikiLeaks, including this video of a 2007 shooting in Baghdad when an Apache helicopter gunship mistakenly opened fire on civilians. The documents represent the largest leak of classified information in military history, committed by a young Army private working as a low-level intelligence analyst in Baghdad more than 3 years ago. Manning had chosen to have his fate decided by a judge, Army Colonel Denise Lind, rather than a military jury. Colonel Lind gave no explanation for her verdict or why she was not convinced by the government's contention that Manning knew the material he provided to WikiLeaks would make its way to the enemy. During the 2-month trial, the prosecution presented evidence found during the bin Laden raid that showed the al-Qaeda leader had asked his followers to send him some of the documents. Chief Defense Attorney David Coombs had portrayed Manning as a well-meaning but naive whistleblower, and Manning himself had told the judge his aim was to provoke a public debate about American foreign policy and the wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. When Coombs walked out of the court, he was greeted with applause by Manning's supporters. "Today is a good day," he was quoted as saying, but Bradley is by no means out of the fire. Manning still faces a maximum sentence of 136 years in prison. A hearing to determine Manning's sentence begins tomorrow and could last for weeks. He can no longer be sentenced to life without parole, but he could still end up spending the rest of his life in prison.
Okay, Dave, thank you.